Awesome. So we are live. Hey everyone, welcome to our second YouTube live stream. I'm so happy that you're here. And today I'm with my friend Sonia. I really love talking to her about different topics. And today she's going to tell us about AWS, all things about AWS. She's a DevOps engineer. I think I'm just going to leave it to her. Yeah, Sonia, tell us about
Hello,
it. Yeah.
hello everyone. Thank you for having me. Can you see my screen? Like, is it okay when I click and everything? Because I've integrated the presentation.
Yeah.
So
We are just going to display the presentation. I'm just going to put it.
okay,
But yeah,
so
let's first tell us our audience that what we are going to do today.
yeah, our program today we're going to talk first about AWS certifications. I'm gonna tell you what certification I have, what I'm currently studying to have, and also present all of them and what certification you should try to to have if you're interested in that topic. After that, I will talk also about the AWS Community Builder program. So I will explain what is that program and how you can candidate to try to be a member and what are the benefits. So because I am a community builder, and we will have time for questions if someone has any question.
Yeah, that's really awesome. So because like I have a lot of questions about AWS certification, especially because there are so many certifications and we do not know. Like I tend to I have this confusion that which certification should you take when, which is for beginner, and AWS is vast. It has so many moving parts inside
Yeah.
it. So I think this is going to be super helpful. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna present your. I think now
Yes.
it's visible. So yeah, over to
So
you.
yeah, a little bit about me first. I'm a backend engineer doing most of DevOps stuff at a French startup called Phantom Buster. I'm a certified developer by AWS. I passed the developer certification almost 2 years ago now. And I'm currently studying to have the solution architect associate, and it's my second year as a AWS community builder. But I will explain all that later, and at the end, you will know everything about certifications and the community builder program. So, we're going to talk about certifications. As you said, it's kind of confusing because there are quite a few. As you can see, in you can see all the different certifications. You have different levels. You have the first one is called foundational. It's like the entry certification. This one. It's for even not IT people. It's the easiest one, and it's more general about what is AWS, um, what is it to work with AWS, and there are some companies that propose to pass this certification even if you're not working in the IT department, even if you're not an engineer, just to know like what is AWS, what you can do with it, and all that. After the foundational level, you have the second level is the associate level. You have three certifications. The one that I currently have is this one, the developer. The one that I'm currently studying is this one, the solution architect. And there is this third one. Um, what's the difference between the three? It's more this part, and the other ones too, are more for people who are working in the IT field, like for people who are engineers, DevOps, and stuff like that. The developer one is really focused for developers. It's for getting you the knowledge to know how to, you have, let's say you have an application and you want to deploy it on AWS. Studying for that certification will give you the knowledge for that. You will know how to deploy, how to use all the deployment features of AWS to be able to deploy by yourself your code on AWS. This one, the solution architect, is a more high-level certification because the subjects are more about how you're gonna architect some needs from your clients. It's not just about deploying your code. It's more like using a bunch of services to be able to respond to the needs of your company or a client. So it's more a little bit high level one. This one is, I don't really know much about it, but it's more, I think, really about more like the server side more than the two others. After that, the next level is the professional level. So as you can see on the screen, every category has, they recommend some knowledge of or some work that should help you get the certification. This one, they recommend for the first one, 6 months of working with AWS. This one is 1 year. The professional, this one are the hardest one on the certifications. They recommend 2 years of experience to design and operate work on AWS. This one is like the one that I want next, but I think I will have to work hard because I heard that it's the hardest one, this one. But I think this one is challenging also. And the last category is specialty. So those ones are more focused on one topic. For example, you have this one only on databases. You have one on machine learning, one about security, and there are, I heard some rumors that they're going to make another one just for serverless, but it's not out yet. So I hope that you can see more clearly about those certifications and the different categories. So this one, the easiest one, it's like a good one if you want to start. And after, you can check the documentation about each one to see which one could suit you as an engineer to study, to get some new skills or things like that. And little by little, maybe at the end you will get all of them, because some people will get all of them at the end. It's not my goal, but why not? As I said, so I have this one, and I'm currently studying for this one. I hope I can take the exam soon, but I'm still studying. A word about the cost. For the practitioner one, the cost of the exam is $100. For the associate level, let me go back, this one, it's $150 to pass the exam. And for a professional, this one, and the specialty, it's $300. So it's more expensive, this one. There is something you have to be aware, is that once you pass one time an exam, AWS offers you a voucher of 50% for your next exam. So let's say tomorrow I'll pass the cloud practitioner certification, they're gonna give me 50% voucher for my next one. So if I want then to pass the professional level 1, I won't pay 300, but I will pay only 150 because I have a voucher of 50%. So it's their way to encourage you to not just have one, but to pass more certification. How do you prepare for all of that? AWS proposed a training. You can check the link here. At the end, I will share the presentation, so you will be able to check all the links. You have some free training, for example, for the cloud practitioner, the first one. AWS is giving like completely free training. So you have like, I think 16 videos. I have to check again. But, and you can just study at your own pace. And at the end, you just pay for the exam and you are ready to go. And for the other ones, they have paid options. So you can pay for a single person. They also have some plans for enterprise and stuff like that. And you have also other platforms. They are dedicated to cloud certifications. The current one that I am using is Cloud Academy, but you have other ones like A Cloud Guru. I used this one, Exam Pro Co, from Andrew Brown. If you follow some people on Twitter, he's very famous for his videos and his courses about AWS certifications. So I used this one for my previous one. And you have also good courses on Udemy. So don't forget to check all those ones and see which ones suit you the best. But if you start with the first one, you can check the free training from AWS. So now we talked about the certifications, so you have a lot of information. We can talk about the community builder programs. So what is that program? This program is a program from AWS. And basically, I'm going to tell you how I discovered this program. I think it was 2 years ago, and someone that I was following on Twitter was a community builder. So I got interested in it, and I went online, I searched a little bit about it, and I had the opportunity to candidate, like, because at that time they opened a slot to candidate, and I completely forgot about it. And like 2 months later, they contacted me and they said, "Hey, you are now a community builder." And I was like, "What? What is that?" And I completely forgot about it. But it's a program that they propose for people who are interested in AWS, who are willing to learn from others, and who are willing also to share their knowledge. There is one thing that you have to understand if you are a community builder and you got accepted in the program, because not everyone is accepted. You have to fill a form and to show that you are really interested in AWS, and you have to show that you are producing content that is related to AWS. You have to understand one thing is you are not working for AWS. It's just a community of people, and being a part of it is a great chance to be a part of people who know how to work with AWS. You also be able to discover products before they are released. You can share what content you are producing. You can ask questions, because also in this community you have people working at AWS who can help you if you have an issue or if there is something you cannot make work. So that's the community, and you have basically you have access to a Slack community, a Slack space, and you have also a voucher to pass an exam. It's one voucher per year. You have free credits. It's like $500, if I recall correctly, per year of AWS credit to use it to uh, progress on AWS, to try things and everything on your own account. You have access to a lot of webinars, a lot of interviews with people who are around the AWS community. And especially, you can talk to a lot of people. What I like is when I have an issue and I don't know how to do something, I just go to the Slack and I ask someone, and there is always someone who will help me and unblock me from all that. So so yeah, that's it. The program, um, I think they run 2 sessions in a year to accept new members. Um, there are a limited numbers of people each year, so even if you're not accepted this year, you can try on the next one. So don't be discouraged if you are not selected the first time. Um, my advice, if you want to be selected, is you have to prove that you have um, content about AWS. You need to produce content about it, talk about it. It could be like blog articles, it could be sharing things on Twitter, it could be, I don't know, making courses about AWS, stuff like that. And this will help you get into the program. In this link, you can go and check. There is, I think, a button where you can subscribe to be notified next time there are opening slots to candidate. So yeah, check this link out. So yeah, here are some benefits from this program. You will hear from AWS product teams, and you will have like access to new services and features before other people. You will learn from AWS with the experts because, as I said, you have people working at AWS and also other people that are really experts, so they can help you if you are struggling with something at your company or you don't know how to make something work. You can also have advice about how you are doing things and how to improve them. As I said, you have promotional credits and a lot of resources to support your content creation. And it's an opportunity to connect with a lot of people like you if you are interested in AWS subjects, because it's very, very overwhelming. And now it's time for questions, if there are questions, because I don't see the chat, so I don't know if there are questions.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna guide you for the questions. Don't worry. Okay, so right now we don't have any questions. I don't see any questions, but I had a lot of questions.
Okay.
First of all, yeah. So I'm just gonna divide it into the certifications part, and then we're gonna go to the community building part. So,
Okay.
uh, so we have this thing, right? Like a lot of people say that. Certifications, you can learn things by just building projects and no need to get certifications. So what's your take on it? Like how do you think certifications are useful? Because I know it exists for some reason, obviously, but and how, like, the second part is what do you think, like how can a person leverage the certifications, learning through certifications and also learning by building the project? So how can they leverage that knowledge of certifications and building the projects?
Yeah. Your question is it's a good one. Um, For if you start building a project and you don't know a lot about AWS, you're gonna hit a point at some point where you're gonna struggle a lot because, um, as you said in the beginning, AWS is like huge. You have so many services. You have a lot of services that do the same thing. Like if you just type on Google how to deploy a code on AWS, you will have like 10, 15 solutions. So when you're alone in your front of your computer, how to choose the best service to do what you want. And
Yeah.
this is how certification will help you, because it will help you have a better understanding of all the services, which one is more suited for this kind of project, this one is more suited for this kind of project. You will know also about budget, because
Yeah.
it's something really important. You have what they call a free tier. For the first year, you have a lot of services that can be free on AWS. But once you passed that first year, if you are not careful, you could end up having a big, big, big invoice from AWS. Um,
I see a lot of tweets about it. People
yes,
crying.
yes. Yes,
Yeah.
I left my EC2 instance, and 2 days later, I had a billing alarm and stuff like that. So, uh, and when you study certification, you learn about that. You learn about using cost-effective
Yeah.
services. So, in my opinion, it's gonna help you. It's gonna help you build better projects, knowing what you're doing. When you will click on that part, when you will deploy on that part, you will know what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's true.
you can do it without, you can do that without it, but I think you're gonna struggle more.
Okay, okay, okay. That makes sense. Rikshali says that it happened with her as well. I think she, okay, I think she lost the money.
Yeah.
This is what she meant. I can see with an emoji. Okay, so I just had one more question and then we can move to other questions by the audience. So I had this question about certifications. We know that certifications are kind of expensive, especially for different regions. It like for India, it could be because of the PPP model. It could be more expensive. So do you know any programs or any scholarship which can sponsor these certifications? If you know, we can paste the links later, maybe in your
Yeah.
slides or description. Yeah.
Yes, there is one program that I know, is for women. It's
Okay.
called She Cloud Up. I will give you the link.
Okay.
And basically, they are sponsoring women to pass certification. It's also a program. It's like, it's they proposed to do it like around 8 weeks, but you can take your time to do it. It's like they give you videos, they give you a lot of content, and at the end you just have to do practice tests. And if you arrive to a certain level of a score that you're going to pass, they know that you're going to pass, they will give you a voucher and you will pay nothing. So I will give
Okay.
you the link. It's very
Wow.
useful for women. And they do it for just two types of certifications for now, but maybe they will open more if they have more demand. For now, it's for the cloud certification and
Mhm.
the solution architect.
Okay.
So I will give you the link if you want to check it
That's
out.
that's such a useful information because I struggled a lot with KCNA certification, but I bought it. That's another thing because like my organization also supported me, but I know there are some organizations who are not able to support, and it becomes expensive. So programs like are super super helpful.
Yeah.
So we have one more questions amongst audience. It is what kind of cloud related content is expected to qualify for the AWS Builder program?
Basically, it's any kind of content. For me, for example, I was writing on my blog, so I just shared some blog articles. But it could be if you are, I don't know, making YouTube videos. It could be making, I don't know, tweets about something. If you are building a course, if you have just notes that you are sharing with some people, it could be a community that you are building with some people that you know to learn things about AWS. There is no rules about the content.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Like, I think content is, it can be in any form, like blog, videos, or even the way we are learning together while
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
stream.
Yeah.
So,
Basically, you have a form to fill to candidate, and you just give the links of the content that you are building. So it could
yeah.
be any form.
Yeah, I also found that link which you have pasted in your slide. Maybe we can put that in description later, which notifies you when the program is going to open,
Yeah.
like the form. So that is also super helpful. Also, the Slack which you mentioned about the AWS Slack. So is it like a closed Slack or like
Yes.
anyone? Okay, it's a closed one.
Yes. You
Okay.
got invited if you are accepted in the program,
Okay.
and you got an invitation, and you have access to it as long as you are a member of the community. Something that I haven't mentioned is like the program, when you are accepted, is for 1 year, and you have to do another round of candidates to for another year. So you could just do it for 1 year. Let's say you are working with AWS and you need to have access to those resources. So you are a member for 1 year, and after that, I don't know, you change job and you work with the Microsoft Azure, and you don't need anymore to be a member. You can stop. Or if you still want to be a community builder, you have also to prove that you are still providing content, you are still an active member, because
Mhm.
they don't want to have like a Slack that's completely dead with people that not active. So every
Okay.
year you have to prove that you are a little bit active.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. So I think we have so these were the questions from my end and the audience. Do you have any okay, I'm just gonna remove this. It's a better view, both of us. So do you have something else to share which is new in the world of AWS? Like we were discussing before this stream about local stack.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. I mean that's pretty cool. So I did one content collaboration in Gitpod with local stack. So I think it's also useful if someone wants to learn about AWS because so local stack is like an emulation of
Mm-hmm.
the AWS locally.
Mm-hmm.
They have a community version as well, so you can actually learn a lot by using local stack because it's not technically the AWS instance.
Yeah.
It's just the emulation in your local machine. So
Yeah.
do you have something to say? What are your thoughts on about it, Sonia? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a really good thing. I heard about them like 2 years
Yeah.
ago, and we wanted to use it at the company where I was working at that time. But they were not supporting all the services that we were using. So that's why we ended up not using them. And I looked at their website like a few weeks ago, and I was surprised because they improved a lot what
Yeah.
what services they are like emulating. It's like impressive. And like you said, I think it's a great way to try AWS without, if you don't have an account, if you don't want to lose money, if you are just trying things, you can really use it because basically it's free, and you could just like use it on your own computer before getting to the step of trying to make an account and maybe I don't know,
Yeah.
spend a few dollars for that. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think I will try to convince my colleagues to use it for our local development because it's really impressive. They worked a lot uh,
Yeah.
to offer a lot of services. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah, I think that's something new in the world of AWS. Do you also, because I didn't attend the AWS reInvent, so I haven't even watched the video, so I'm not sure. Did you attend it? Or did you attend it? No?
No,
Okay.
no, no.
Okay, okay. So I think we can discuss about the good things about AWS, obviously in our Discord server anytime. So there's one more question
Hmm.
before we close. So it's by Vrikshali. I'm not sure what program is this, by the way. Can you share the path to become AWS hero? Yeah.
Yeah, so actually there is no path of becoming a AWS hero because um, For the community program, you're gonna candidate to become a part of the community, but to become a AWS hero, they chose you. So you cannot do anything. They chose people who are really, really, really active. They are heroes for AWS. So most of the time, it's people who are already in the community builder program, and most of them are become at one point
Okay,
AWS heroes. But it's like a very few people, like I don't know, maybe five or something like that, 5, 10, and you have to be like really, really active. The people who are selected to be heroes are like producing a lot of content, doing meetups, very, very, very active to become a
makes
AWS hero.
sense. Yeah, makes sense. I think it's similar to Java champions and Docker captains. So I think that's the good thing. Like every tech has a different program, even
Mhm.
CNCF ambassador, in which you can learn by creating content. At least I do learn by creating content. So it's cool. It's cool, cool.
Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, I think we are done with question. Rikshali says thank you.
thank you.
Okay, so yeah, so I think I'm done. Do you have something else to share, Sonia?
No, I just want to say to people, if you are a beginner in AWS, don't be scared. I was there like a few years ago. It can be like overwhelming, but you have the certifications. You can learn a lot of things faster. So don't be scared. Just try, and there are a lot of resources out there. So and feel free like to join our community or even on Twitter. There is no stupid question. So we are learning every day on AWS. So feel free to reach out to me on Twitter, and I will be glad to answer the question. I will share the presentation also. So voila.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I really love your energy, Sonia, and the community, in Women in Cloud Native community. Thank you so much. So, for all those people who are watching it for first time, I just want to share that Women in Cloud Native is just few bunch of women who are trying to learn and growing each other, like learn and just growing together. So, we have a Discord server, which you can find found on which you can find on this link, which is there, womenincloudnative.com. We also have a Twitter account, which is She Cloud Native, where we like to post a lot of content. And all these links which we have discussed today, we are going to put it there in Twitter and the slides as well. So you are updated. Yeah, cool. Thank you so much, Sonia, for.
Thank you. Thank you, both of you, and join the Discord. It's like super chill.
Yeah,
They're doing an amazing job. So please
yes,
join us. We need more
yes.
women.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Bye bye.